And once we realize that that's really how to get things done, then a lot of us will start seeing how easy it is to do the thing that we were so fearful of doing. You decide, you take the steps, and you're consistent. That's it. There's no real like secret sauce or magic pill or anything like that. We have to do those three things. Start with those three things, and then your eyes are going to be open to the possibilities of what else can happen to get you there faster. So within my the investing account, like what we did, we decided, um uh we took the steps, and then we were consistent. We put the money in the account every month, every month. And then you look back and you see where you started, and then you see the chart going this way. But in order for you to get there, you have to have money to be able to do it, which is the reason why it always goes back to the budget. Because after you take care of your necessities, then you'll have the money to put in your account and help your account grow. So uh that was what was on my heart today, and that kind of goes into what I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, as far as like goal setting, as far as achieving different things in your life. And I think we think that it's harder to do than it really is. And just speaking for me was fearful. Like I was fearful of that. A lot of people were, my one of my buddies was telling me like, yeah, we need to speak doing this, and this, and this. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Nope. But now I'm starting to see the power in it, and I'm seeing that now that I'm doing it, it's really not that bad, and I didn't die. Hey, 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 family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 43. I'd like to thank everybody, as always, before we start, for liking, subscribing, and sharing this podcast. Hopefully, you guys have been getting some gems, some nuggets to help you on your wealth building journey. On this podcast, we talk about specifically wealth building, but not just making money. We talk about all the things that's going to help you to be a well-rounded person. We talk about, again, mindset. We talk about budgeting, investing. We talk about marriage. So everything that's going to make you a well-rounded person on your wealth building journey. So if you are new to this podcast, that is exactly what we are about on this podcast. So I've been thinking a lot this week, just about uh, deciding and how I got here to episode 43, how I got here to owning rental property, to investing in the stock market, to losing over 60 pounds. And I started thinking about the things that got me to this place and what it took was deciding. I made a decision on what I wanted for my life, and I decided to do it, and I took steps to get me there. And if you are on your journey for wealth building, for just being a better friend, to losing weight, to enhancing your marriage, or making things better, you have to take steps to get there. And not just taking steps, you have to be consistent in the thing to get better at it. Now, once I decided, let's just say, let's talk about the real estate. Once I decided, the first property that my wife and I got was easy. We went to the bank, said, "Hey, we need X amount of money for this rental property." They gave us the money, and then we got the property. We started renting it out. It already had a tenant in it, which was great. But then we're like, okay, cool. We're going to rinse and repeat. The problem is that it was 2008. That's when the housing market crashed, and then they stopped lending money. So you have the desire in your heart, or we had the desire in our heart to have rental property, but they stopped lending money out. So now what? We decided that that's what we wanted, and then the obstacle comes. So when you decide that you want things in your life, or you want to achieve a certain goal, the first step may be easy for you, but just understand that you are going to have obstacles in your life, whatever the goal is. We're talking about rental property right now, but you can apply this to anything in your life. But what do you want to do? So what happened? Okay, cool. Want rental property, can't get the rental properties way we got it the first time. Now, what do? We save up, keep saving, keep saving, keep saving for enough for a down payment for a property. Um, and the thing is that once we decided, God added to us different ways and strategies to still achieve the goal, but be able to benefit better, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that, and again, if you've heard this story before, cool, continue listening. But if you're new, we went through the Dave Ramsey program while we were on our way to getting this the second property. And what ended up happening was ended up saving the exact amount that we needed for property. But then we went through the Dave Ramsey program. We bought the property through other people's money, went to the bank, got the down payment, put the down payment down, got the property, then went through the Dave Ramsey program, and then found that there was a better way to acquire these properties. And so what happened was went through the Dave Ramsey program again, and then found that if you have the money sitting in your account, why not just pay it off? I was scared, very fearful of doing that because you're used to seeing a certain amount of money in your account. But what I got from going through that program is that if you were able to save up a specific amount of money and then you have this property over here, you could pay the property off, and then however you got the property in the first place, you can do it again, but save up and then take the money from the rental property and then save up for more rental property. So instead of the third property now, instead of saving up for a down payment, now I'm using cash to buy properties. So what does that mean now? It means now that you get to keep all of the money that you make. And I understand that there's going to be people out there to say, "Oh, well, I rather use other people's money." And if that's you, that's fine. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me, because for me, if say you buy a property and the note is say $600, and let's just say you're making, I don't know, $300-400 profit off of it through the rents. Everything's going fine, and then 6 months in, your water heater goes, or you have a major catastrophe that goes on at the house, and then the repair bill is $2,500. That's going to eat up a lot of your profits, if not all of them. And now what? You're using other people's money, but now you have no money yourself. So the reason that one of the reasons that we do it the way we do it at this point in time is because we get to keep all the profits. And then if something happens, we have something in the reserves based on the rents that we got to take care of the things that we need to take care of. So again, for those of you who like to use other people's money, again, that's fine. I like ownership, and I like to keep all of the money that we're getting from rents, if that makes sense. So after we decided that that's what we wanted to do for investments, how do we grow that now? Uh, then we get introduced to the stock market through the Dave Ramsey program and different ways to invest. And although in this program he talks about doing mutual funds, you learn from that, which we did, and then you can grow it into something else. So the step, and we're talking about deciding to build wealth, the step that we took was investing in mutual funds for in the program for our son's college fund. So once you do that, it gets you used to actually just investing. You do it with your 401k if you have a 9 to 5 job, but it gets you used to investing. And then over time, because you're consistent at investing, then you actually see your account growing. So now it gives you the belief that because we did it over here, we can now apply it to ourselves and not for just our son's college fund. So now what we're doing, instead of taking the profits from the rental properties and then putting it just into the bank, because that's what we were doing before, now we're putting it into the stock market. So that's another play that you can do if you choose to, if you have your money just sitting in the bank, because honestly, the bank is, I think at this point, you might be able to get like 4.5% or maybe 5% on your money. But you can get more money into the stock market, and then you get dividends. And then obviously the growth on your portfolio and things of that nature. So what we do now is we put our money into the stock market, and then once it gets to a point where we have enough growth and enough money into the stock market account or the portfolio, then we get pull that money out and then buy more rental property. Again, it's just a faster way for us to own the properties outright and then continue to build our stock portfolio as well as our rental property portfolio. So but the key is that we decided that this is what we want. And although we didn't have all the information at the time to do the things, once you take a step, and I talk about this all the time, is that God will open your eyes to what's possible for you by either introducing you to different people who you can talk to that are doing similar things that you're doing, but just another way to do it. God introduced me to friends that I had that were doing something different. They were investing a different way than I was doing. They were investing a lot into the stock market. So I said, hey, how are you doing this? And just watching and learning from them. And then God added to me by introducing me to, Earn Your Leisure and Wall Street Trapper and different ways that they're doing things to enhance what I'm doing. But again, once you take a step, God will open your eyes to what's possible and introduce you to different people and different ways to do things to accomplish your goal. And I think it said something in the Alchemist book that I read a couple months ago, is that once you take a step towards doing something, the universe, or God, in my opinion, will conspire to help you reach your goal. But the thing is that I think where a lot of us fall short, and this may not be you, but I think a lot of us, the people that I talk to, fall short at, is they don't see immediate results in what they're trying to do or what they're trying to accomplish, and then they quit. If this is you, we got to keep going. We got to stay consistent. Because if you're consistent in something, then uh, you'll create that habit, and then you'll look back again. You'll look back a year later, or 2 years later, or 5 years later, and then see all the progress that you made, and not just the progress. You'll see the bumps and the bruises that you took along the way to help you and help somebody else who may be going through the same thing that you just went through a few years ago. And now you have a testimony for them to help them along on their journey. Because the journey that we're on, and the bumps and the bruises that we take along the way are not always about us. They're about who we can help. Me doing this podcast, I was scared to death of doing this. I'm putting myself out there and just getting over the fear of judgment, getting over the fear of speaking. And that brings me to the next thing is I see myself talking to an audience of people, but what do I need to do? I need to take a step. I need to take a step in just speaking and getting better at speaking. So again, this podcast is helping me to get over the fear of speaking. Now I'm helping host different things on our morning meetup call and helping that way so I can get over my fear of speaking. So if you see yourself one way and you want to get somewhere and you're trying to go somewhere in your life on your wealth building journey, or just in bettering yourself as a person, taking the step is super fearful. Like, you can be fearful in taking the step, but once you do the thing that you're scared to do and you do it consistently, you realize that it wasn't that bad and you didn't die. What's going on, family? This is Che Willis from Wealth as a Journey podcast. I don't know if you guys know, but I help families who are living paycheck to paycheck live the life that they want to live through budgeting and investing. If this is you or you know somebody, go to wealthisajourney.com to book a free discovery call to see if we're a good fit to work with each other for either budgeting, or if you're a beginner investor, again, you can book a free discovery call to see if we're a good fit to work with each other. Again, wealthisajourney.com, wealthisajourney.com. Let's get back to the episode. So we have to get over the fear of doing the thing that we're uncomfortable with, because again, we have somewhere to go and we got to get to it. I think a lot of us, we want to do well, we want to do things, but once we don't see those immediate results, we don't see that immediate gratification, then we get scared. But my thing is, now in 2024 is I'm putting myself out there to be a speaker. And now that I've done that, I've gotten 2 paid speaking gigs, and this is going to help me. Like, I got to start somewhere, and it's going to go well, but I may stumble, I may fall. But the thing is, I put myself out there to do it, and then now God is conspiring to help me to complete my goal. So that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm so passionate about doing this, about what's possible, because I see what taking a step has done in my life, in my wife's life, and my son, that I can't unsee it. And now that I can't unsee it, I have to tell everybody else about it, because it's real. So 2024 is going to be a big year for us because of what I saw in 2023, and I took the steps to get to what I saw in my mind. So hopefully that makes sense. Also with investing, like in the stock market, same thing I talked about before. Like, I took a step in saying, okay, well, I'm not just going to put the money in the bank now. We're going to invest. We're going to invest it in the stock market. So we pick some companies that we like and we invest in it. My wife and I as well, in my business as well. And because we took a step, I personally and my wife, we just hit milestones in our trading account. But how did we get there is the most important thing. Not that we're there, but how did we get there? We decided, we took steps, and we were consistent. And once we realized that that's really how to get things done, then a lot of us will start seeing how easy it is to do the thing that we were so fearful of doing. You decide, you take the steps, and you're consistent. That's it. There's no real like secret sauce or magic pill or anything like that. We have to do those three things. Start with those three things, and then your eyes are going to be open to the possibilities of what else can happen to get you there faster. So within my the investing account, like what we did, we decided, um uh we took the steps, and then we were consistent. We put the money in the account every month, every month. And then you look back and you see where you started, and then you see the chart going this way. But in order for you to get there, you have to have money to be able to do it, which is the reason why it always goes back to the budget. Because after you take care of your necessities, then you'll have the money to put in your account and help your account grow. So uh that was what was on my heart today, and that kind of goes into what I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, as far as like goal setting, as far as achieving different things in your life. And I think we think that it's harder to do than it really is. And just speaking for me was fearful. Like I was fearful of that. A lot of people were, my one of my buddies was telling me, like, yeah, we need to speak doing this and this and this. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Nope. But now I'm starting to see the power in it, and I'm seeing that now that I'm doing it, it's really not that bad, and I didn't die. So um hopefully this episode has encouraged you to see somebody who was very fearful of doing something, but realized that um, the goal was bigger than my fear. And the process is actually bigger than the goal. Because once you decide the thing, like from start to finish, the in-between part, the bumps and the bruises that you take along the way, that's the beauty right there. Like the goal's great. Don't get me wrong, but all the things that happen in between the start and the finish, that's the beauty, because those are the lessons that you learn. Those are the testimonies that you get, so you can share it with other people to help them. So hopefully this has helped somebody. It's go time. Like I say all the time, we are action takers, and it's time to go, man, because you're going to look up next year, and you're going to say, oh man, I should have. And then next year it's probably going to happen again. Oh, I should have. Nah, nope. Now that I see what's possible out here, like I can't unsee it. So it's go time. It's time to get to it, y'all. So hopefully this has helped somebody. Again, wealth is a journey. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of the week. but take the steps and take action. What's the goal? What are you deciding to do? What steps are you going to take? And are the steps that you're taking, is it helping you be consistent? Because again, that's where the magic happens. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Wealth is a journey.